from the Don and Lorena Meyer studio at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln College of Journalism and Mass Communications, this is Nebraska Nightly.
Good afternoon and welcome to this Nebraska Nightly Update. I'm Andrew Swanson. New information about Pope Francis's 2-week battle with pneumonia has been shared. But first, many previously classified documents related to the JFK assassination have been released. Previously classified documents about the 1963 assassination of President John F. Kennedy were released last week. On March 18th, President Trump ordered tens of thousands of pages opened to the public. The public release comes almost 8 years later than the requirement set by the President of John F. Kennedy Assassination Records Collection Act of 1992, the original date being October 26, 2017. Some new details from this release include the movements of Lee Harvey Oswald prior to the assassination and United States intelligence in foreign countries. Many details surrounding the CIA were given as well. For example, evidence given to the JFK about the agency, the names of CIA members, and some of their spy operations during the 1960s. However, a few scholars criticized the release as sloppy, saying information is not well organized and gives away sensitive details of some officials, such as Social Security numbers. This is a developing story. We will provide updates when possible. New details emerge on the health of Pope Francis. His doctors say the 88-year-old pontiff was very close to death during his recent hospital stay. CNN's Christopher Lamb has more.
Well, what we are learning is just how close Pope Francis came to death as he battled pneumonia in both of his lungs for more than 5 weeks at Rome's Gemelli Hospital. The doctor who led the medical team at the hospital, Sergio Alfieri, explaining that at one point those closest to the Pope had tears in their eyes as they realized it was close to the end for the Pope. Francis himself realizing that he was facing death. However, it was the Pope's personal nurse, Massimiliano Strapetti, who said to Alfieri, the doctor leading the team, that he should continue with all the medical treatments and therapies possible for Francis, even though there was a risk that it would damage his vital organs. Strapetti is very close to the Pope, and Francis has delegated medical decisions to him. Of course, it was ultimately the Pope who decided to continue with the treatment, but Strapetti communicated that decision to continue to Alfieri. Francis, who is 88 years old, is now back in the Vatican. He made his first public appearance on Sunday at the balcony of the Gemelli Hospital, greeting the crowd briefly before returning home. He's at the Santa Marta, his home in the Vatican, where he's continuing his recovery and his treatment. He's receiving physiotherapy, respiratory therapy, and obviously other medicines to try and overcome this respiratory crisis that he has had. Now, doctors say that he should not meet with large groups, including children, for risk of further infection. A planned meeting the Pope had with King Charles has been postponed. That was due to take place next month. That's now not happening. The Pope is clearly determined to recover. Francis, throughout his hospitalization and beyond, has shown a determination to try and continue as Pope. But in order to do that, he must take the time to convalesce and to overcome what has been the most serious health crisis of his pontificate. Christopher Lamb, London.
Yesterday was Diabetes Alert Day, and health officials hope it will serve as a wake-up call to the millions of Americans who have diabetes but don't know it. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains the importance of knowing your type 2 diabetes risk and how to delay or even prevent the disease.
It's a leading cause of death. Diabetes is common, affecting more than 38 million Americans, but an estimated 9 million people in the U.S. have no idea they have it.
One of the main issues with diabetes and prediabetes is that you don't feel it.
Dr. Pramenda Kabandugama with Cleveland Clinic says that's why it's so important to be tested for the disease and to understand your risk so that you can take steps to manage or even prevent type 2 diabetes. While it can develop at any age, you're more likely to have the disease if you're overweight or have obesity, are age 35 or older, have a family history of the disease, or live a sedentary lifestyle. Certain races and ethnicities are also at higher risk, including African Americans, American Indians, Pacific Islanders, and some Asian Americans and Hispanic people.
By the time most people find out, if they don't go for regular checkups, they've already had diabetes for quite a few years, and then they're kind of playing catch up from that moment on.
Kabandugama says a simple blood test at the doctor's office can diagnose diabetes, and in many cases, the disease can be prevented by living a healthy lifestyle.
Whether it's diet, whether it's exercise, being able to get yourself down to a healthy weight, that these are the cornerstone of preventing diabetes.
For Health Minute, I'm Andy Gaither.
While prediabetes and type 2 diabetes often don't have any symptoms, the doctor says some patients can have signs, including being thirstier than usual, urinating more frequently, and fatigue. He says having these symptoms should prompt a person to get tested. The Daily Nebraskan will host an ASUN debate this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. at the Swanson Auditorium in the Union. This event will consist of a debate between ASUN executive team candidates and is open for public viewing. The event will be live on the Daily Nebraskan YouTube channel, and stay tuned to Nebraska Nightly for our coverage of the event on Friday. Thank you for watching this Nebraska Nightly Update. Tune in tomorrow for the Sports Update show, and then on Friday for our live newscast. Have a good evening.
Nebraska Nightly is a production of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln's College of Journalism and Mass Communications.